Hi everybody, we are doing long division, standard algorithm, and we are going to do 893 divided by 2. So you can follow along with me if you have these worksheets, or if you don't, you can still just grab a piece of paper and write this out and you can practice with me. And go. If you're starting to get the hang of this, something that's really helpful is to just use the video to check your work. You're gonna make stronger connections in your brain that way, and you'll remember it better, which means you actually end up doing less hard work. If you make yourself think about it and try a step, check your work, so pause the video, try a step, check the work, pause the video, try a step, check your work, you'll learn smarter. It'll stick with you. But if this is still new to you, you can definitely follow along as well. So we're taking 893. We're dividing it into two groups. So that would just be like if I had 893 sunglasses and I wanted to put them into two piles. That's all I'm doing. And there will be something left over, which makes sense because this is an odd number, so I can't split it equally. Like, I'm gonna end up with one left over anyways, and that's what that is. All right, so we're doing divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. And we're using the 2. And with these, we're going left to right like we're reading a book. So step 1 is to see how many 2's can fit into 8. And real quick, something that really helps me, since I'll be trying to fit the 2 into things, is I always write out some multiples of 2, just so I have them there. Because I'm just multiplying my 2. So how many times can 2 fit into 8? 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Put that right up here. The next step is to multiply the thing I last touched back with that 2. So 4 times 2 is 8. Now we're going to subtract. There is nothing there, so it's 8 minus 8, which is 0, but we'll still write it in. And the last step here is to bring down. We're bringing down the next digit, which is the 9. Great, so we did all 4 steps, and now we just start over and do it again. And we're using the last thing that we wrote down. So normally we'd use both these digits. That one's a 0. So we're just using the 9, and we're saying how many times can 2 fit into 9? And again, we have it here. You're trying to see how close you can get to 9 before you go over. So at this point, you'd be going over. So 2 can fit into 9 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Put that up here. Now you're going to multiply it back. 4 times 2 is 8. The next step is to subtract. 9 minus 8, which is 1. The next step is to bring down. We're going to bring our last digit down. And we have a 13. Now we start all over one more time, and we're going to divide again. When I say divide, the reason I'm skip counting is because division and multiplication are related. So if I was saying, 13 divided by 2 is 2 times, I'm saying 2 times what will get me close to 13. And that's why I'm skip counting. So I'm skip counting my 2 to see how many times it fits into 13. But this step is called divide because division and multiplication go together. And what I'm really doing is taking 13 and breaking it apart, but I'm skip counting my 2's because that's easier. So with your 2's here, 13 divided by 2, you're trying to skip count them until you get close to 13 without going over. So this would be too far. So how many times could we go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Put your 6 up here. Next step is to multiply it back. 6 times 2 is 12. Then we subtract. 13 minus 12 is 1. There's nothing left to bring down. This number is too small. I can't split it up because the 2 is bigger. So it becomes my remainder. And the answer is 446 remainder 1. That means that if I really did have 893 sunglasses and I split them into 2 piles, I would have a pile of 446 and a pile of 446, and then I would have 1 left over that I would just have to wear, I guess, unless I want to break it in half, which I don't. So that's our remainder. It also means that if you multiplied 446 times 2, so my 446 and my 446, my two piles, if I added them together, I'd get 892 because I have that one other pair of sunglasses over here that I'd add back in to get there. So I hope that's helpful. Keep practicing. Check out the rest of this playlist so that you can keep trying the rest of these, and I hope that's helpful for you.